Imagine a world where a fundamental rule of performance was shattered, not by marginal gains, but by a radical reimagining of how power meets the road. For decades, the pinnacle of motorsport, especially the brutal crucible of rallying, was unequivocally defined by two-wheel drive, an engineering doctrine. Then, a German manufacturer arrived with an idea so audacious, so profoundly contrary to established wisdom, that it was initially met with outright disbelief. This wasn't simply about winning races, it was about rewriting the very DNA of the automobile itself, fundamentally altering how engineers would approach traction and control for generations. To truly grasp the magnitude of Audi's impending innovation, we must first cast our minds back to the late 1970s rally landscape. This was an arena dominated by rear-wheel drive titans. Machines like the nimble Ford Escort RS 1800, the exotic Lancia Stratus, and the rugged Fiat 131 Abarth were the kings of the dirt and tarmac. Such powerful vehicles, channeling all their engine output through the rear axle, were undeniably spectacular to watch. Their tail-out antics and precise throttle control served as hallmarks of the era's driving artistry. However, this inherent design choice came with significant limitations, particularly when confronted with challenging low-grip surfaces such as loose gravel, treacherous snow, or deep mud. Traction, or rather the lack thereof, became the ultimate arbiter of speed. At this juncture, Audi's reputation was primarily built upon sensible, meticulously engineered, but ultimately conventional front-wheel drive sedans. Their involvement in top-tier international motorsport remained, to put it mildly, negligible. They certainly weren't perceived as a performance powerhouse. The prevailing automotive engineering wisdom of the time firmly held that four-wheel drive systems were simply too heavy, overly complex, and inherently inefficient for the demands of high performance competition. A long-standing paradigm was about to be challenged in the most dramatic fashion imaginable. That challenge, however, didn't originate from high-performance aspirations, but rather from a far more utilitarian source, the Volkswagen Iltis. This robust, military-spec utility vehicle, developed in the late 1970s, served as a platform for something truly unexpected. During routine winter testing of the Iltis, Audi chassis engineer Jörg Benzinger made a pivotal observation. On snow-covered roads, the Iltis, despite its modest power output, exhibited traction capabilities that utterly dwarfed any two-wheel drive vehicle present, regardless of their horsepower. This stark contrast ignited a radical thought within Benzinger. What if this inherent, superior four-wheel drive grip could be distilled and adapted for a high-performance road car? The notion was initially met with considerable skepticism across the engineering department. Prevailing wisdom deemed permanent all-wheel drive too heavy, complex, and inefficient for anything beyond specialized off-road applications. Yet, Ferdinand Piëch, then Audi's head of technical development, possessed unique foresight. He recognized that such a production car could fundamentally redefine performance automotive engineering, transforming Audi's image from conventional to groundbreaking. Piëch championed the audacious project, understanding its potential as a true industry game-changer. The formidable task ahead was clear: seamlessly integrate a permanent all-wheel drive system into a relatively compact, lightweight coupe, all without compromising the sophisticated driving dynamics expected of a true performance machine. The foundational brilliance of the original Audi Quattro resided in its elegant mechanical simplicity and profound engineering ingenuity. Before its arrival, four-wheel drive systems were typically clunky, part-time affairs reserved for rugged utility vehicles or agricultural machinery, never conceived for the precise demands of high-speed performance. Audi's engineers, however, pursued a radical departure. Their solution centered on a revolutionary hollow secondary shaft integrated directly within the gearbox. This ingenious design permitted power to be simultaneously directed to the front differential, while a solid shaft running concentrically through the hollow one transmitted drive to the rear. Such elegant packaging eliminated the need for a bulky, separate transfer case, dramatically shedding weight and curtailing mechanical complexity, a critical factor for a nimble coupe. Further enhancing its adaptability, the system featured manually lockable center, front, and rear differentials, offering the driver unparalleled control over power distribution and traction in the most challenging conditions. This permanent all-wheel drive architecture ensured a constant, unwavering delivery of power to all four wheels, bestowing exceptional grip and stability. An integrated, performance-oriented four-wheel drive concept like this was entirely foreign to the automotive landscape of its time. With the production Audi Quattro Coupe now a tangible reality, the next audacious step on Audi's agenda was to hurl this technological marvel into the crucible of the World Rally Championship. A significant hurdle, however, immediately presented itself. The Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile, rallying's primary governing body, simply possessed no established regulations tailored for four-wheel drive competition vehicles. The prevailing sentiment across the motorsport establishment at the time was one of deep skepticism. Many argued such an intricate system would prove prohibitively heavy and overly complex for the brutal demands of competitive rallying, effectively negating any potential traction advantage. Audi's conviction remained unwavering, and their lobbying efforts were relentless. Such persistence eventually compelled the FIA to amend its rulebook for the 1981 season, thereby opening the door for four-wheel drive entrants. Despite this regulatory shift, competitors, seasoned pundits, and even the public remained profoundly unconvinced, often dismissing the concept as an elaborate, unnecessary gimmick. Behind the scenes, adapting the road-going Quattro for unforgiving rally stages involved considerable engineering work. The chassis received substantial strengthening, suspension geometry was meticulously refined, and the turbocharged five-cylinder engine was further tuned for even greater output. Throughout these modifications, the pioneering all-wheel drive system remained the undisputed heart of the machine, ready to prove its worth. The moment of truth arrived for the Audi Quattro at the 1981 Monte Carlo Rally, marking its World Rally Championship debut. From the outset, its performance was nothing short of astonishing. Notwithstanding some initial mechanical issues and a critical driver error that cost crucial time, the sheer, raw speed and the unparalleled traction it commanded, particularly on the treacherous, snow-covered mountain passes, were undeniably revolutionary. Pioneering driver Michel Mouton, a true trailblazer, and seasoned veteran Hannu Mikkola swiftly showcased the Quattro's profound capabilities, securing impressive victories and multiple podium finishes throughout that inaugural season. The car exhibited an almost unfair advantage on loose surfaces, gravel, mud, and especially ice, conditions where traditional rear-wheel drive machines typically struggled for even a modicum of purchase. It effortlessly pulled away with a level of tenacious grip that appeared to utterly defy the known laws of physics. Rival manufacturers observed in stark disbelief, their strategists and engineers watching aghast, as the Quattro simply powered past their two-wheel drive challengers. Frequently, this occurred in conditions that would send lesser machines skittering helplessly into ditches or off the road entirely, while the Audi maintained its relentless forward momentum. What happened next changed the industry. Other manufacturers were compelled to react with urgency, suddenly realizing that the era of two-wheel drive as the ultimate rallying weapon had, with the Quattro's arrival, abruptly drawn to a close. The reverberations of the Quattro's rally dominance extended far beyond the competitive stages. Its spectacular victories on the world's toughest circuits sent a clear, powerful message directly into the consumer market. Captivated by its unprecedented traction and speed, the public began to associate Audi with cutting-edge engineering, uncompromising performance, and superior all-weather capability. The Quattro designation evolved from a technical specification into a potent symbol of advanced all-wheel drive, fundamentally redefining Audi's entire brand identity. It served as an influential marketing tool, signifying a level of control and confidence previously unattainable. Initially, rival manufacturers had dismissed all-wheel drive as an overly complex, heavy system, best suited for utility. The Quattro's undeniable success, however, compelled a global reevaluation. Soon, they commenced intensive research and development into their own sophisticated all-wheel drive architectures, not just for niche applications, but for mainstream performance and luxury offerings. The Quattro had conclusively demonstrated that all-wheel drive wasn't merely a safety feature for adverse conditions. It actively enhanced dynamic driving performance, offering a significant, tangible advantage in handling and acceleration. This paradigm shift transformed all-wheel drive from a specialized utility into a highly sought-after characteristic for discerning drivers, particularly in challenging climates, forever altering the automotive landscape. Building upon that foundational shift, the enduring influence of the Audi Quattro is now undeniably ubiquitous. All-wheel drive, once a highly specialized or utilitarian feature, is no longer an exotic option, but a common, expected attribute across a vast array of contemporary vehicles. From high-performance sedans and precision-engineered sports cars to family SUVs and luxury cruisers, its presence is a given. Today's sophisticated Quattro systems, continuously evolving with advanced electronic controls and precise torque vectoring, are the direct technological descendants of that original mechanical marvel. Yet, the core principle, distributing propulsive force to all four wheels for optimal traction, stability, and control, remains steadfastly unchanged. The Quattro did more than merely secure countless rally victories. It spearheaded a profound technological revolution that reshaped how we perceive and engineer vehicle dynamics, active safety, and accessible performance, even in the everyday automobiles we operate. The story of the Audi Quattro, then, transcends a mere chapter in motorsport. It's a profound validation of engineering audacity and the power of unconventional thinking. It serves as a potent reminder that truly transformative advancements often emerge from the courage to challenge established wisdom, looking beyond what is merely accepted. Audi, with calculated precision, embarked on a significant gamble, championing a technology many considered impractical for mainstream application. By doing so, they didn't just redefine the landscape of rally racing, they recalibrated the entire automotive industry's perception of performance and safety. This daring venture, originating on the dusty, snowy stages of the 1980s, reverberates powerfully through the design philosophies of modern transport, forever altering the very benchmarks we apply to vehicle capability and security today.